My name is Reverend Deborah Shelton O'Geist. I am the founding minister of the Evolving Temple of New Thought Philosophy, the place where we come together to encourage each individual to be all that they can be on this planet. I want to thank you for joining us today. I want to thank you for taking this time because you are in your appointed place at your appointed time. The Evolving Temple of New Thought Philosophy fosters inclusion, not exclusion. We are here for the understanding that all paths that lead to the highest vibration in the universe, which is love, is the vibration that we will foster. We try to include all traditions. We try to sit in the understanding that love is all there is and God is only one thing, unconditional love. So we thank you for joining us today. We are a New Thought Philosophy church. I am a New Thought Philosophy Christian minister. I study from all forms. I study the Bible, the Bhagavad Gita. I study the scriptures of Buddha. I study all forms of beliefs that lead to the highest vibration because I believe that it is more important to concentrate on the similarities instead of getting caught up in the differences. As our definition of new thought is that it is not a fixed system of thought. We cannot put it in a box. We cannot say that this is new thought and this is how it is. Why? Because thought is always evolving. It's always expanding. It's always changing. So new thought is always new. It can only be new if it's something different than it was yesterday. So we are celebrating the new thought. We are celebrating each individual truth that is in each individual person. And we are allowing ourselves to expand into the consciousness of knowing that love is the highest vibration. At the Evolving Temple of New Thought Philosophy, we know that unity is diversity. We have unity in diversity because we know that we share the same sky, breathe the same air, for we are the same human family. Let's say that together. We share the same sky, breathe the same air, for we are the same human family. And that's what we come here together once a month on the second Sunday of the month to celebrate that we are the same human family. So let us take our statement of recognition together that is in your bulletin. If you have not received a bulletin, raise your hand and someone will bring you one. Okay. Also, you can read it off the screen. Yay, aren't we technologically advanced? Through the understanding of oneness with God, we know that we are the creative force in our life. We are dedicated to our individual spiritual growth and the spiritual growth of all humanity. As our paths may differ, we appreciate and accept each one's path, and we assist in the development of all into their knowingness. We affirm that as we change our minds from thoughts of limitation to freedom, we change our lives, for we all are one. Now, if we could lower our eyes and prepare ourselves for our meditation. This is the time when we center ourselves in our oneness of spirit, when we center ourselves in the understanding that we are connected to all lives. Let us take a deep, cleansing breath as we bring ourselves in alignment with the silence of our mind, with the joy of our spiritual awakening, with the understanding of our connection to all life. Let's breathe in the healing of the earth, our bodies, Having came from being within and going toward infinity, may our endless dream be eternally realized upon the earth. May our unconditional dedication perpetually serve for the creation of love and place. May our heartfelt thankfulness be devoted universally upon everyone, everything, and every being. Let's breathe in the understanding that the God force is within each and every one of us. That the God force is in everything that lives and breathes, the trees, the grass, the animals. Let us focus on the divine names of God. El Shaddai, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Nisi, Jehovah Mkadesh, Jehovah Shalom, Jehovah Tashkenu, Jehovah Rohi, Jehovah Shammah. God is all sufficient and bountiful. God our provider, God the healer, God our banner, the God that sanctifies, the God of peace, God of righteousness, God our shepherd. God is present at all times. And as we open ourselves to understand God as we know it, because God's relationship is an individual, personal thing. Breathe in your understanding. Breathe in your acceptance. Breathe in your love. And so it is. To know that that spirit of life force, the Creator, is within you. You know everything that you need to know. Everything that you are, you already have. Yes, we may need to be reminded, and we may need to have wake-up calls. We may have lessons along our journey. For life is a journey, not a destination. And that is the title of my talk. Because my life has been a fascinating roller coaster ride. It has been an amusement park that sometimes took me from the house of horrors to the thrill of the big roller coaster, to the ride through the little villages of the world. I think about my journey, and there's so many aspects of it that is like totally and like, okay, where should I start? There is the spiritual aspect on how I journeyed from that little Baptist girl that got baptized 4 times because I couldn't figure out how all that sin they were telling me I had was not rubbing off. My mother's minister was like, she was his secretary, so he was really nice to baptize me 3 times, but he was like, you know, this is not something we do as Baptists. It's only one dunk a person. So when he stopped dunking me, I found other people that had dunked me. I've been baptized in in the Christian, the discipling ministry of Christ, the discipling ministry of Christ. Two different aspects of that. I've been baptized in a pool, in a lake. I've been, you name it. I've been dunked in water. Because I knew that there was something I was missing. There was something within me that was not being fulfilled. There was something that I had that I didn't know how to tap into. I used to sit as a teenager in Buddha style, and I used to just go, had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that there was something that was going to take hold of me that was going to come from the inside out, not from the outside in. However, God will meet you where you are. When I was in my 20s, I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. I was told that by the time I was in my mid-30s, I would be on oxygen. And I would never be able to run, jump, do all these kind of things. And you know what I said? Oh, hell no. I have a 1-year-old daughter. I got to watch her grow up. I got to go to ball games. I have all these things I have to do. So this is not happening. So as my good little Baptist girl, I went down on my knees and I prayed. And that's why I say God would meet you where you are. You know, some people want you to believe that if you're not practicing in a certain way, that your prayers are not going to be answered. That if you're not practicing in a certain way, that you cannot manifest what there is to manifest out there for you. But the key to it is not practicing in a certain way outside of yourself, because my prayers were answered. I'm not on oxygen yet, and I'm 55 years old. I was diagnosed at 27. So my prayers were answered in the tradition that worked for me at that time. So the key is not the outward expression of what you believe, but the inward understanding of faith. The inward understanding that I know that there is something that is bigger than I am, that is a part of who I am, that is going to work for me. And I have no doubt that when I speak those words, because I am the I am, that it's going to manifest, maybe not exactly the way that I want it to, but it will manifest in a way that it's going to be answered to impact my life because I believe it. And what happens a lot of times is we think we believe. And so when we think we believe, we say, okay, I want this, I need this, blah, 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 blah. And then our actions and our monkey chatter in our mind is telling us something different. So we're saying, oh, my prayers aren't answered. There is no God. There is no manifestation. There's nothing. I'm doomed. You're doomed by the belief that you're doomed. You're doomed by the belief that you do not deserve what it is that you deserve. And you're doomed by the not understanding that sometimes when things look bleak outside, it's because it's moving you to another level of being and experiencing. And that's the ouch. Because I've been moved to the next level of being and experiencing on many, many, many occasions, and it was not ugly. It was not pretty. So during my journey, I have had the blessing of having a wonderful divorce from a wonderful man who, before I came into the peace movement, I wanted to run over with my car. But that wonderful blessing with that wonderful man gave me this beautiful daughter with whom I could even see existing without. And it also started teaching me my self-value. I have to say it took another couple of men before I really realized my self-value, but it began me on my road of understanding how to set boundaries, of understanding my self-worth, and understanding that I played out these scenarios not only in interpersonal relationships, but in jobs. In jobs where I'd be misunderstood. In jobs where my value of my work and what I did was not honored. And I had to come to an understanding and a realization that it had nothing to do with the people around me. They were reflecting to me what my inner core was believing about myself. I'm that poor little girl from the hills of West Virginia whose parents had to leave her with her grandparents while they went to the big city, New York, and made a way, and then bring her on. And still, even though I grew up in a family with a lot of love, that impact of why wasn't I valuable enough to take with you carried along with me and played out in various areas of my life until I was able to come in contact with that reality. That, wow, that's in my book of law? How the heck did that get there? All of this work, I'm going through all these seminars, spending all these money, and all I had to do was figure that one piece out and realize that that inner child was crying out to understand its value. Well, I was blessed with my job, with them laying me off. Thank you, Jesus. However, that's a scary thing when you just are sitting there and you know that you're getting that check coming in, and you never think it's enough. You always want more, but at least it's steady. And so I went from that to unemployment, and that was cool for a while. It was like, okay, I can get the Evolving Temple going. I can go talk here and go talk there. I can do these energy healing sections, tuning fork sessions. I can do all of this. And, this is fun because this is my journey. This is my destination. This is what I'm supposed to do in life, is heal the world. You know what they say, physician, heal thyself. So... So here I am out there doing all of this, and then we have an election, and we elect a governor that said, no more unemployment. Now I'm really old. And I had to realize that I have to step out on faith on this. I have to know that what I'm doing is what I'm supposed to do. So in all of that confusion and fear started creeping up, and you have to keep talking to yourself. Okay, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. God is the source of my supply. Money is God in action. I'm just saying these affirmations, and I'm just like, okay, I'm stepping out on faith. I'm going to take care of this. I'm going to do that. I have a message for the world, but I have rent. However, it seems that no matter what, my needs are met. It appears that there was like a few weeks there where it was like, holy crap, I don't have any food. And this little angel called me and said, hey, I'm cooking for somebody, and I'm cooking a week's worth of food, and I'm going to give you some of it so you can try it. I was like, thank you. Then, I'd be here. I might be a little short for the rent. I might be short for that. And something always comes up. Someone will call. Someone will ask for something. Someone will say, oh, I'll pay you to do this. So now I've gotten to the point where I'm not worried about it. Because I know that as long as I'm doing what I am supposed to be doing, I'm going to be provided for. It might not be what I want, because I like to be on a cruise right now. But it's what's going to get me to do what I need to do to get my message out. And so to get clarity on this, I went on a Fire Watch vision quest last night. So that was fun. I didn't eat for 2 days, and I ended it up with a big fire and staying out all night, making sure that the fire was tended to and that it blazed. I had prayed about it, and I had gotten clear messages on who were to attend the fire with me. So I had 5 very wonderful women that joined me in my quest up until 11 o'clock. And we did jokes and prayers and talked and getting to know each other, and it was a beautiful experience. And then they left me. Now the big funny part is I'm one of those make-believe outdoor people. Okay? I want to act like, yeah, I'm down with, nature, let me hug a tree, but that tree needs to be like 5 feet from my front door. And so I'm one of those. So tending a fire all night was big. So my friend MC, who is the fire barrier of my life, said, okay, she was trying to be cool. She didn't want everybody to know that I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And she just said, well, let me show you this. And she got the little pitchfork and showed me how I'm supposed to put the wood in there and move it around and keep the fire going, because in my mind, I'm going to be laying up there pretty, and the fire looks a little low, and I'm going to take a little piece of wood, and I'm going to put it on there, and the fire is going to go up. Well, that was not the reality. So I get out there, and I'm raking the fire, and I'm doing it, and I'm putting the wood on there when it starts going down. And I realized that this was like life, Because at one point I'm sitting there staring, and I'm noticing the fire's going down low, and I was like, oh, shoot, I need to get up and put more wood on it. And I not only put the wood on it, but stoke the fire, stir it up, move the wood so that it's in a place where the fire can come up and go through it. And in life, sometimes we get complacent. We don't realize that we have to stoke the fire. We have to move things around a little bit. We have to move things around in our minds and in our heart and in our physical space. We have to adjust the way we're seeing things, adjust the way we're doing things, and be outside of the box. We have to put more wood on the fire so that fire will grow. We have to sustain it in our relationships, in our dreams, in our desires. And that is what life is about. No, you're not going to get to a place and just stay there and things are just going to be cheerio, happy-o. You're going to get to a place where there's time to move more and move forward and keep going. It was interesting because I had pulled a card. I pulled a card every morning. And yesterday morning I pulled a card that said, I surrender and release what is, and allow the love hidden within all to travel, to reveal itself to me. The big part on that for me was I surrender and release. Because sometimes we're so stuck on how we think something should be done or looked, we don't allow ourselves to move out of the way and see another way of experiencing. Then, one of my dear loved ones read this to me, and it was very apropos because this was the one person there I've known the longest. So they have gone through a lot of my growth experiences with me, and I was like, did you write that? And it's a blessing for new beginnings. And I think this blessing for new beginnings, I want to go out to each and every one of you, because we're all on this journey together. You are not here by accident today. You're here because we are connected out there in the universe, and there was a call out to you, and you responded to that call. A blessing for new beginnings. In out of the way places of the heart, where your thoughts never think to wander, this beginning has been quietly forming, waiting until you were ready to emerge. For a long time it has watched your desires, feeling the emptiness growing inside you, noticing how you willed yourself on, still unable to leave what you have outgrown. It watched you play with the seduction of safety, a job, and the gray promises that sameness whispered. Heard the waves of turmoil rise and relent. Wondered, would you always choose to live like this? Then the delight when your courage kindled and out you stepped onto new ground, your eyes young again with energy and dream, a path of plenitude opening before you. Though your destination is not yet clear, you can trust the promise of this opening. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning. That is at one with your life desires. Unfurl yourself into the grace of beginning that is at one with your life's desire. Awaken your spirit to adventure. Hold back nothing. Learn to find ease in risk. Soon you will be home to a new rhythm, for your soul senses the world that awaits you. Namaste, and so it is. I wanted to let you know that Paula has some CDs out there, so I'd appreciate it if you'd support her and get a CD. I have one, and I play it all the time in my car. It's my car writing music. So she gifted us with her beautiful gift. Let's gift her back. Heart sharing. Usually in our celebration, we have a period of heart sharing where someone will come and share from their tradition something from their heart, something from their tradition that we may want to incorporate in ours. However, I wanted to open it up to see if anyone here would like to share from their tradition today. And I know that Marta, Don is here this week. Your Don Diego is in Hendersonville this week. And I was wondering if you would like to share a little bit. Yes. Well, share a little bit about how your life emerged through that.
Well, is it okay if I sit? Oh my gosh. Don Diego's work has changed my life. It is, after I left my job, like Deborah's, we worked at the same place. Yeah, we loved our jobs. Anyway, I had a calling to go to the Amazon rainforest and drink ayahuasca with the shaman for 10 days, and it was excruciating. It was extremely painful because that herb medicine or that vine medicine just goes down into your soul and into your body, and I swear it just takes and magnetizes to it anything that you're holding in your body that prevents you from flowing with life, with flowing with your own spirit, and anything that's got your body rigid. And it's very painful because, you don't know where you're getting your toxins from. You don't know what that emotional, where it lands, what it does in your body. It's multidimensional. It's everything. And it's, but after that journey, after many journeys there, I don't know what happened. It just changed my connection to the universe. It changed my knowingness about this life, that there is way more to this experience than a job. It's so hard to put words on this. I struggle because it just opens up. It feels like it opens up these dimensions that that are very tangible at the moment, and you know that they're there all the time, and that expanded awareness has just given me courage and just deeper connection to nature and to my own heart knowing. I guess that's the best I can do.
That was great. Thank you. So each of us has an awakening experience, and it's not always just one. We continually awaken over and over again as our consciousness expands. And each experience is different. Sometimes it's subtle. Sometimes it's a hit on the head, because I really wanted a bird to sit on my shoulder last night and talk to me so I could tell y'all all about that, or a bear to come out the woods and say, howdy. But, none of that happened. And I'm like, dang, I don't have good stories. But, there was a subtle awakening. So sometimes we have big, grandiose awakenings, and sometimes we have subtle awakenings. And sometimes awakenings are so deep that there's no words that can express them. There's only the raw emotion. Next slide. So now it's time for our prosperity collectors. So if we could take out our gift of giving and prepare it. You can put it between your hands so that you can expand the energy, or to your heart so that it is given with love and freedom. And if we could take our prosperity affirmation together. I know that divine abundance is for manifesting itself in my life and affairs. I bless this offering knowing that I am contributing to the wealth of the world, one thought and one action at a time. I bless me as the giver, and I bless the evolving temple as the receiver, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly.
And as I hold these baskets,
what I know. What I know is they are filled. They are filled with the gratitude and the thanksgiving that is the infinite flow of the divine. For it is the divine that is the source. It may have come through our hands, but as it flowed into these baskets, it was God giving and us receiving, us giving and God receiving. For it is all divine. It is what there is. And as I hold these gifts, as I hold these blessings, I know that they go forth as the evolving temple for new thought expands and grows and touches more and more hearts, more and more lives, with that concept that love is all there is. And with this gratitude, and with this knowing, and with thanks for each one present, and each one whose heart is present, I simply let this word go, saying thank you, and so it is.
You. Wow. Well, that brings our celebration to its almost end. I want to thank everybody. I especially want to thank Breezy and Amy for doing the sound and the visuals. Yay, Breezy and Amy! I'd like to give special gratitude to Paula and the wonderful Jenna. Yay! Our healing circle who gave their gifts this morning to you, Diane, Olympia, MC, thank you. And I wanted to ask each of you to spread the word about the Evolving Temple. What a wonderful time we have here. Allow yourself to become involved. This is a place where you can create whatever it is that you desire. If you have a thought and an idea, if you have a ministry, or if you just want something to do out in the community, or you want to bring something to the celebration, this is not about a constructive concept. This is not about me. This is about bringing in a community of people to enjoy each other and celebrate on a monthly basis, to be able to expand our consciousness together, to learn, to teach, to love, to create a world where you can walk into any place and know that you are accepted just because you are a loving spirit on this universe. This starts with each of you individually. And this is a place where we can encourage each other to work through some of that stuff that makes us think that we're separate, that we're different, that we're better, that we're worse. So together we can breathe into knowing that we are the divine spirit of all that is, and we are connected. And as in the butterfly effect, what we do here travels across the world and affects that person that is wants to push that button in Syria. So let's circle up, put our hands together. And if Lissa could do a benediction, and then I'll do the circle of prayer, and then we'll sing the circle song. So you come on up here and let the circle.
Okay. And so I am grateful. I'm incredibly grateful for this circle of beings, for the sanctuary of the divine, for every word that was spoken, every song that was sung, every key that was stroked, and for every ear that listened and heard. For it is with the eyes that see and the ears that hear that this world is healed. It is revealed as the wholeness and the perfection that is. And it is with this profound gratitude and knowledge of this that I know Not only have we come together today in the sense of love and peace and joy, but as we go back out into the world, we go carrying that sense of love and joy and peace, that knowledge of unity wherever we go. And in that divine knowledge, we are safe, we are secure. Our every need is met, our every desire is fulfilled. And we return always to that unified force of the divine. And so it is.
And stay in a circle. And may we always be an instrument of peace and healing. May there be healing of the body, the mind, and the spirit. May there be healing of Mother Earth. May all beings come to understand the divine love that connects all creation. May we be of one heart and honor our sacred duty. May we know in community and be a good relationship for the benefit of all beings. And so it is. And let's sing our peace song together.